How you doing, everyone? My name's Dave McGlynn, and if you're going to be attending FDIC this year, I'm inviting you to attend my class on Wednesday, April 22nd at 1:30 p.m. titled, So You Want to Be a Training Officer, Do You Have What It Takes? So let's talk about that title real quick. So you want to be a training officer, do you have what it takes? Well, do you? The point in me developing this class was this was a question I had to ask myself. Over the time that I've been a professional training officer, I had to learn the hard way in certain things that, maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe I am not the subject matter expert. Maybe I don't understand certain things. Maybe I don't have the credibility to go along with what's required or what's expected of me in the perception of the people that I'm supposed to be developing. I learned very quick that I have a gamut, a cadre of just all these subject matter experts, people that are good at hazmat, EMS, technical rescue, truck company, engine company, rescue company stuff. These are the people I need to tap into in order to make my program effective. I don't have all the answers. I wasn't the greatest firefighter in the world. But then let's talk about that. You don't have to be the greatest firefighter in the world to be a good training officer. However, you do have to have some kind of an understanding and skill set of that job. Because in order for you to be empathetic and sympathetic to the things that you're requiring them to do, to the situations that you're trying to prepare them that they're going to be in and faced with and build that confidence, it has to be something that you've either been educated on or experienced in. Just simply showing up because you read a book and faking it till you make it isn't going to work out. That expression, those who can't do, teach. Don't be that person. You don't want to be a training officer if you couldn't be a firefighter. Firefighters are very key on being able to sense and sniff out if somebody is fake. So they're going to know if you lack that credibility. You need to be somebody who's empathetic and sympathetic to their situation. Somebody who has ridden the truck before. Somebody who is able to prove that I understand where you're coming from. This is why I put this program together. Here's why we need to train on this, etc., etc. You need to be able to be somebody who understands what can and shouldn't be trained on, because you were a firefighter once. You also need to be able to be somebody who is passionate about training. If you're somebody who took the position just to put on bugles and a different color helmet and call yourself a chief or whatever, it's not going to work out. Because you're given this responsibility that ultimately is almost equivalent to the fire chief's responsibility, because you quite literally have to touch every member of your organization. You're responsible for the development of every member of your organization. From fire prevention, operations to leadership, it all falls back on the training officer. The training officer is responsible for being able to develop them, being able to facilitate, and being able to design and execute a good program that makes these people able to do the jobs that they're required to do and expected to do. So if you're somebody who just took that job to get off the truck and sit behind a desk, you're not going to do a good job, and you should probably get out of the position. If you're somebody who never rode the truck, or when you did, you were scared and really went to the back of the line every time there was something going on, and then you thought, well, I'll just put on bugles because, I was a fire inspector for a whole year, so that means I'm qualified now, or I went to a couple classes, that means I'm qualified now. That doesn't mean you're qualified yet. If you're somebody who is simply just trying to ride it out, if you're a career person and you're just trying to make rank to get a higher retirement, it's never going to work out for you, because that's going to be exposed. People are going to not be able to rely on you. It needs to be somebody who's empathetic, sympathetic, has the experiences and the knowledge and the training to have gone along with supporting what they're doing now. You need to be able to be somebody who respects the culture but is able to improve on it and try to bring a vision and develop into bringing them into the future and keeping them safe and prepared for what they're going to have to face. You need to be somebody who's passionate about training. You need to be somebody who's keyed in, who understands why things are coming down the pipeline. We got this RTF Asher stuff that's going on with the active shooter thing with the NFPA 3000. Nobody's talking about it. It's taboo. Nobody's developing training programs because it's not sexy. We got PTSD and stuff like that. We're not talking about that. We're not training our firefighters on that. We had 113 deaths in 2019 due to suicide. Only 58 of them were from line of duty. We train for line of duty deaths, but we're not trained to prevent this. A good training officer understands the balance of how to prevent these things and develop these things. A bad training officer is somebody who says, oh, well, here's this thing I read online, or here's a YouTube video, and, now you guys are going to go and train on that. And if that's what you're doing, I'm sorry to insult you and say that, but come to the class because we'll have a discussion about this. I learned the hard way. I'm speaking from my own experience. There are things that I did wrong in my program and things that I did wrong in my lack of empathy or sympathy or understanding of how I'm supposed to have my program be executed. I'm proud of the direction my program's going. There's always room for improvement, as there should be. But I now know why I'm a training officer. I now understand and love why I'm a training officer. I get to be responsible and have this piece of the puzzle in the development of firefighters who are going to execute skills at the highest level. When I see them do what they do, I'm very proud because I had some part of that. And that's how you should be. You should be able to look at what your firefighters do and have some kind of pride in what they did. Be somebody who's engaged and bought in. You want to be a training officer, well, I hope you have what it takes, because what it takes is to be a good leader, to be passionate, to be sympathetic, empathetic, and also have some kind of credibility to support that you're the person that should be in that position. So I'll be there Wednesday, April 22nd, 1:30 p.m. Hope you come to FDIC. Hope you're able to come. We'll have good conversation, good discussion. And until then, everybody stay safe, take care of yourselves, and thank you for your time.